Hey yo, what is up YouTube? It's your boy Tay Tizza, and I'm here with a video to talk about the recent Xbox news that we got. We finally have a confirmed release date, we have a confirmed pre-order date, and we have the pricing. So we know that the Series X is going to cost $499. We know the Series S is going to cost $299. But the biggest thing about it all is that they are both going to come with a financing option. That's some new ass shit that I'm pretty sure that Microsoft decided to come to conclusion to with everything that's currently going on with the pandemic, and trying to give people the ability to be able to purchase these consoles if money may be tight for whatever reason, or just to kind of alleviate that stress for some people who may just not be able to drop their money all at once. So these financing options are actually going to be $34.99 a month for the Series X and $24.99 a month for the Series S. Now, it's pretty much going to be like a contractual thing. You're going to be locked in for 24 months to pay off that, the console, whichever console you so choose. But, knowing how these things go when you finance anything, I'm pretty sure they're going to give people an option to pay the rest of the balance off much sooner, which is going to be cool, man, because like I said, it gives people the option to be able to get their hands on it as soon as possible. And also, if anything, it would allow them to be able to purchase more things and accessories that come with the console itself. So it's a win for gamers overall to be able to have something like that. If you are in a financial situation anyways, you probably want to take care of your financial situation before you buy a console. But hey man, I'm not here to tell people what to do with their money. If they choose to do that, they choose to do that. So I also wanted to talk about the Series S option, right? The reason I wanted to really conversate on that is because we know that the Series X is supposed to be the most powerful console in general, between the two overall. But the Series S is supposed to be something special because it's supposed to give people kind of that step into the next generation while not giving people the, I guess I want to say, like it's like they're giving you a step into the next generation, but they're not trying to break your pockets, or you may not be trying to break your pockets for whatever reason. But the news that they pretty much let out was that the Series S won't even be getting the Series X enhancements. So it's like the fact that they give you a step into the next generation, but then they don't give you the next generation graphic fidelity, in the smaller, more compact form. I feel like it's kind of useless in its own way. The whole point of the Series S that they were talking about was like that they're pushing 1440p 60 frames per second. Series S is supposed to be able to play some games at 120 FPS, and of course they're giving ray tracing. But all of that means nothing if they're not even getting the Series X enhancements in the first place. The other thing about the Series S is that it's a much smaller, compact version of the Series X. I think it's like 3 times smaller than the Series X. And it comes with a 512 gigabyte SSD. I actually planned on getting the Series S. I felt like it was a good option at first, but then they came out and told us about the whole not being able to receive the Series X enhancements, and that's kind of a drawback. Not only is it a drawback for gamers, but some devs have been talking about it too, because it's like that's going to be a bottleneck for developing for next generation, because ultimately these games are going to have to be able to run on the Series S too. So it kind of creates again another generation where the weakest link is going to hold back everybody else. And then also with Xbox games, they all have to be able to run on the consoles. So it has to be able to run on the Series X and the Series S. It's like technically this is last generation now where they have to make games run on the One X, and they still had to be able to run on the basic Xbox One and the Xbox One S. So it kind of, they going into this loop, and I feel like they're doing it on purpose because you know, to know that the games are going to be held back by the lowest common platform, that they're not going to be able to fully reach that graphic fidelity that they sit here and talk about and brag about so much in all these videos and the advertisements that they put out. You know, it's going to be like you buy a Series X just to play games at, you know, a Series S level. Yes, it's going to look better, but it's not going to be able to look as good as it should, because they're still going to be trying to develop for the Series S ultimately. So I just feel like it's one of those things that it was needed until they gave us a reason why it's not needed. And now I'm just like, there's no point in getting the Series S. Me personally, like I feel like if I was to go get one, I might as well get the X. Ultimately, with Microsoft being the ecosystem that they are and having a lot of games cross-play between Xbox and PC, I'll probably just stick with my PC anyways. But ultimately, I may get an X for those special predicaments where, you know, they don't immediately release something to PC, or if, you know, there's a situation with certain multiplayer games where PC can't play with console guys. And I have a lot of friends that are still on Xbox. I have some family members that are still on Xbox that play Xbox games, so I would want to play those multiplayer games with them ultimately. So I would probably purchase, you know, a console to be able to run those games with them. But I'm very disappointed in the news about the Series S, because that's definitely a drawback. Overall, man, we know that, you know, it's going to release on the 10th. The pre-orders start on the 22nd, and that's pretty much the big news. Oh, and that EA announced that EA Play is actually going to be coming to Xbox Game Pass. Now, on their site, right? On their site, they say Xbox Game Pass, but also through other sources of Xbox, they're mentioning that it's just Xbox Game Pass Ultimate. So there's no clear cut on whether Xbox Game Pass normal, you know, gets EA Play too, or if it's just the Ultimate version. But overall, the fact that they threw that in as a caveat at no extra cost, man, that's, again, another win for gamers. Those who own Xbox Game Pass pretty much no longer have to pay for more than one subscription-based library. So, man, kudos to them for that. Hopefully, Sony can, you know, probably grab something similar with another company maybe, or even through EA somehow. But ultimately, man, that's good for gamers in general. But that's all I have, man, on this Xbox news. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below. Are you going to get a Series S? Are you going to hold out and get a Series X? I mean, there's really no reason to hold out because they give you financing options, right? These financing options, you don't even have there's no upfront cost. So you literally just pay $24.99, well, $34.99 a month. I'm pretty sure, like, through the checkout, you probably just order the Xbox and you set up some type of contractual agreement where you got to pay up a certain date. So ultimately, man, it's looking like a win in terms of people who, you know, want to get an Xbox for whatever. And like thinking about it, I may. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments below, man. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.